Coming your way on the Lakers Report, we're going to react to Colin Cowherd's trade idea that would send Anthony Davis from the Lakers to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Klay Thompson and James Wiseman. But first, if you want more videos like this on the latest Lakers news and rumors, then hit that red subscribe button down below or enter that link, youtube.com/LakersTV. Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for rocking and rolling with us and making today's show a part of your day. We have a juicy show on tap for you, really exploring this Colin Cowherd trade idea that would send Anthony Davis from the Lakers to the Golden State Warriors in exchange, and going back to Los Angeles would be Klay Thompson as well as James Wiseman. And it's pretty fascinating on a couple of fronts because the Lakers are desperate to really make a big splash, and the Warriors are in a tricky situation right now with their salary cap. So the trade idea that Cowherd proposed is to my right here. Warriors receive one player, that's Anthony Davis, the off-injured unicorn who, when he's right, when he's healthy, one of the best players that we've seen in the history of the NBA, and certainly one of the most gifted. The Lakers would then get back Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters that we've seen in NBA history and a really good defender when he's healthy, and James Wiseman, who has not played so far in his sophomore campaign as he continues to deal with difficulties coming off that meniscus surgery in his knee. So as we continue to unpack this trade idea, we'll get to what Cowherd had to say about it and my thoughts on the trade. I want to ask you this question, and I want to field all of your responses in the comment section down below. If this trade were to go down during the NBA offseason, which team would win the deal? Type GSW for the Golden State Warriors or LAL for the Los Angeles Lakers. Cowherd's reasons for making the trade. The Lakers are in a really tricky scenario right now and in a predicament with trying to find a head coach, but also trying to trade away Russell Westbrook and trying to figure out if Anthony Davis is a viable co-star for LeBron James. So because of that, and the Lakers missing the playoffs, Los Angeles desperate to make a big swing to get back into championship contention. From the Warriors side, Jordan Poole is becoming a star. He's in the running to be most improved player in the NBA. He's taken a massive jump offensively, and the Warriors want Jordan Poole moving forward to have a bigger role and play about 40 minutes per night. But right now, Klay Thompson on the team precludes him from that, gets in the way of some of those minutes and those shot creation opportunities. For Klay Thompson, it's pretty amazing how well he's been playing, especially as of late, to round out the regular season, coming off a consecutive torn ACL and torn Achilles. But he's expensive, he's older, and he's somewhat injury prone. And we know right now that the Golden State Warriors need a big man on this team. They have Kevon Looney, they have Draymond Green, as well as Nemanja Bjelica, but none of those players are to the level of Anthony Davis when Anthony Davis is playing his best basketball. Let's get to what Cowherd had to say about making this trade. And he said this to Ric Bucher. The Warriors, they might cry at the press conference and say, "We love Klay Thompson," but privately, Jordan Poole is becoming an all-star, and the Warriors want him to play 40 minutes. But he can't right now with Klay around. Now, as for my thoughts on this trade, if I'm the Golden State Warriors, I'm not making this deal. Klay Thompson is so valuable to this basketball team right now, and I want to see what he can continue to do coming off those aforementioned injuries. If I'm Los Angeles, do I want to get back an older Klay Thompson when I do have some questions about his health, and I also have questions about James Wiseman's injury history? I think if you're the Lakers, you might be able to get more back from Anthony Davis with the trade elsewhere. But the fact and the thought of getting Klay Thompson back for AD, getting some shooting alongside LeBron James and some defense is certainly attractive for LA. Klay's influence on the Warriors has certainly been profound over the years, and for Golden State, you can't replicate the special Warriors culture that they've been able to build and establish over time. And while coming off a couple of injuries, Klay has proven throughout his NBA career and this year that he's a little bit more durable than Anthony Davis. And the whole notion about AD being injury prone, it's not just because of this year. It also dates back to last year, but his entire NBA career. Two things can be true at the same time. Anthony Davis is a unicorn. Anthony Davis is also brittle. He's also injury prone, and I have some questions about what he does in the offseason to prepare his body for an NBA offseason. And honestly, I think Anthony Davis should be embarrassed by how this season went. The Lakers were a catastrophic mess. Anthony Davis shot sub 20% from three. He came into camp overweight. Everybody was expecting him to be the Robin to LeBron James being the Batman, and he wasn't even available to do that. He was a movie star who didn't show up to the set to shoot that film in Hollywood. And there is a temptation for the Warriors about getting a big, right? But I think that they can keep Klay Thompson, also get a big who's not as expensive as Anthony Davis, like let's say a Miles Turner or a player of that pedigree. Next up on the show, I hope you hang out with us. I hope you can continue to rock and roll with us. We're going to take a look at the numbers between Anthony Davis as well as Klay Thompson and how Klay and AD compare, or maybe some of you don't think that they compare at all. But first, Warriors are the only team in the playoffs right now between the two teams that we're talking about with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, Laker Nation, get those votes in. Dub Nation, if you're watching, you can do that as well. Who advances in the NBA playoffs? GSW for the Warriors, DEN for the Denver Nuggets. Get those playoff predictions in the comment section. Also, later, at the end of today's video, we are going to reveal the answer to this trivia question. And right now, I want you to get your trivia answer guesses into the comment section. Who is the first player in NBA history to be elected league MVP by unanimous vote? Was it Michael Jordan? Was it LeBron James, Magic Johnson, or Steph Curry? You let me know. Answer coming up here in just a few moments. Western Conference odds. Because the Lakers are out of the playoff picture, they don't appear on this list because they didn't make it into the big dance. But the Golden State Warriors, second place in Western Conference title odds behind the Phoenix Suns, which is easy to see why. I think Phoenix is the favorite in the West, and I expect them to come out of the West for the second consecutive year. I love their lineup versatility. Memphis Grizzlies at 6-1 odds, currently in third place. Dallas Mavericks, Utah Jazz, rounding out the Western Conference playoff odds. If you want to bet on the NBA playoffs, you can do so. Chatsports.com/bet. Enter the promo code CHAT125 for a 125% deposit bonus. We first now look at the numbers for Anthony Davis, then we'll get to the numbers for Klay Thompson. Anthony Davis in 3 years with LA. He's missed a lot of games. He's put up big numbers. In the NBA bubble, he was fantastic en route to an NBA championship, and if the Lakers didn't have him playing alongside LeBron James, they would not have won their 17th NBA championship. So the games lost for Anthony Davis is certainly an issue, but the production for AD has always been there. That's why this guy is a future Hall of Famer. 24 points per game, 9 rebounds in 3 years in the purple and gold, 2 blocks per night because he's still one of the better defensive players in the NBA, and he connected on about 51% of his field goals. As for Klay Thompson this year, because he's missed the prior 2 years with that ACL and Achilles injury, of late, in the last couple of weeks, he started to turn the corner, in my opinion. When I watch him, has a little bit more spring to his step. He's a little bit more spry. He looks a little bit more comfortable on that lower half. This year, his numbers coming off 2 years in which he missed, still really good. 20.5 points per game, 43% field goals, nearly 39% from downtown, and 90% from the charity stripe. Klay Thompson, during his recovery, said, when I get back, I want to be a 50-40-90 guy. He narrowly missed out on that number from three-point range as well as the charity stripe. Still some work to do from the field, but I think as Klay Thompson continues to get a little bit more comfortable, maybe he can reach that goal. Right now, in my general opinion, when I analyze the NBA, when I scout both of these players, and when I look at the impact that both can make, and I project forward as well, who would I rather have? I think I'd rather have Klay Thompson as compared to Anthony Davis. Now, it's neck and neck. We're talking about two of the best players of all time at their respective positions, at their respective crafts. Klay shooting the ball as well as being a really good defender, and Anthony Davis just being a versatile weapon who night in and night out can give you 25, 10, and 2 blocks per night, who can also stretch the floor and knock down the three. But I think Klay Thompson is a better championship-level player as compared to Anthony Davis. But Klay on the Lakers, I'd like it. Anthony Davis healthy on the Warriors would be fascinating. I just think the Warriors value Klay Thompson so much, especially Steph Curry and Draymond Green, with what he's added to that culture. In just a few moments, I will reveal the answer to today's trivia question on today's show. I hope all of you tried to get those answers in, and if you're right, good job by you. But first, I want to ask you another question. Who's better between these two guys? I kind of outlined my opinions on both Klay and AD. You let me know and be a part of the show and treat that comment section like a Sports Talk Radio call-in line. KT for Klay Thompson, AD for Anthony Davis. Who's better? Now the much-anticipated answer to the trivia question. It was Steph Curry. In 2016, after a record-breaking season in which Steph led the Warriors to an NBA record 73 wins and set an individual record of 402 three-point field goals, smashing his own previous record of 286, set the year before, Steph Curry became the NBA's first unanimous most valuable player. Somewhat of a surprise because Michael Jordan, never a unanimous MVP. Same can be said for LeBron James as well. Now we have our Warriors channel here at Chat Sports. We have the Lakers Report channel. Both are flourishing. Both are succeeding as we continue to pump out a bunch of content. But also make sure you subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv, for more NBA news, NBA rumors, NBA free agency coverage, and NBA draft coverage. Last week I put out my first official NBA mock draft, lottery only, following the NCAA tournament. Be sure to check that out. We'll ramp up our NBA coverage after the NFL draft. You can also give me a follow on social media at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on both social media platforms for Twitter and IG. Appreciate all of you for watching today, and make sure you subscribe.